Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Racha, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and blessings, salutations to you fellow brothers. 144,000 pushing the word, as well as peace, shalom to the rest of the elect, the 1/3, okay, fight for their faith in these wicked, evil times, okay. This is the brother Chanak, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Quadash. Okay, this is going to be a in transit lesson. All right, while I'm driving, so I'll mainly quote scriptures, but Lord's will, I'll try to bring out some scriptures as well, read some scriptures as well if it's safe. Okay, and I'm gonna name this one. It can change a little bit. Okay, it can change a little bit. I'll take care of that post-production when uploading the video. But the title is The Great Reset is in full effect. Okay? The wicked elites, okay? The banksters, all right? The so-called illuminated ones. They have many different names, you know, secret organizations. Ultimately, we know and understand them as the congregation of the wicked, okay, which is tied to the biblical Edomites, starting with Amalek, which hides himself under the banner of Jewish, okay, hides himself under the banner of being the Most High's chosen people out of the Bible. But when you look and you identify, all right, their actions and their words and their deeds, okay, you come to the conclusion, all right, that these are the children of Satan, okay, trying to hide themselves, you know, with our nationality of being the chosen people, because the chosen people would act and behave themselves in a particular fashion down here on earth, especially them saying that they are, okay, and saying that, you know, they are the people of the book, all right. But basically everything that's going on, everything that we see, the new news is, as of I believe yesterday, you have over 50 to 60,000 military age men from Morocco that invaded Spain. Now I was watching a video from Professor Jang, Predictive History, and he was doing a live stream on it. Pretty much he called it blackmail. All right, blackmail, basically. And then he brought up videos of Trump basically cursing out Spain and basically saying what's getting ready to happen. You know, how they've been a bad participant in NATO, and they don't want to help America because America wanted to launch strikes from Spain on Iran, and Spain would not let them open up. Spain would not open up their airspace. So now you have 50 to 60,000, all right, military age men that invaded Spain. So the EU is finished. Now, as I was thinking about that, all the things that are going on, I mean, there's so much going on, right? This is all part of the Agenda 2030. This is all part of the Great Reset. Okay, the AI infrastructure. Okay, you have World Without Borders. That's another term, World Without Borders. They pretty much want everybody in the earth to be a global citizen. And there will be no borders between, like physical borders between nations. Okay, you will be a world citizen. Okay, but of course you will have to get permission to go into particular lands. It's going to be a digital, okay, your identity is going to be tied to a digital infrastructure, which is going to be a physical microchip that's going to be placed inside you, that's going to host all your credentials. But what do they want to do? They want to cause as much chaos, or ordo ab chaos, okay, a Latin term meaning through chaos, order. All right, the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. So what's going to be the solution, all right, to deal with these migrants that are flooding into Europe? And it's been going on for the last 10 years, but they're ramping up. That's why I said the Great Reset in full effect. They weren't playing, all right, when they spoke to the people about their agenda. I'm gonna get you a scripture. Okay, they're trying to speak these things into existence. All right, and they have the power to implement these things. Okay, it's in their hand to do this. Okay, let's go to Psalms. Right, Psalm 64. And this is a prayer. It says here in the blue letter. I'm reading the blue letter Bible. Their subtitle says "Prayer for Deliverance from Secret Enemies." Okay, and they're not so secret anymore. Okay, we know that they're enemies of Yahushua, anti-messiahs, or the scriptures call antichrist, because the image, the system that they're setting up down here on the earth is totally against what's in the Bible. But they claim that they are the people of the Bible. They claim that they are for the Bible. They claim that they're for righteousness. But again, once you analyze and you look at their actions, it's far from it. Let me get you another scripture before I read this. It talks about how they, right. This is Psalm 62:4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. All right, so they're in these secret meetings, these closed off backdoor meetings where, we wouldn't get an insight to, what they're planning. But it comes out because they have their spokespersons to come out and say particular things, but they try to package it like it's for humanity, like it's going to help you, like the brain chip. Okay, you have a lesser luminary, Elon Musk said, the brain chip, you're going to have like Jesus-like abilities. Okay, but that number one, you're not. Okay, you're not going to be able to have that. That's all euphemism, all right, and a fork-tongued speech to try to bait the masses into taking this technology when it's really there to control you, the mind control, and to shut you out of the system whenever they want. It's all about total control, like Alex Jones told Aaron Russo when Aaron Russo was telling him the ultimate goal of the elites when he was talking to Nick Rockefeller. Okay, Nick Rockefeller said they're trying to say that he never existed. All right, Nick Rockefeller basically said, we want to chip the whole earth, and that lines up right with Revelation 13:16, where it said he causeth all right, to receive that mark. That mark we know is a physical thing, all right, which is going to enter you into his world, his new world. Okay, the Great Reset is in full effect. So all these things, if you look at it independently, it doesn't make sense. All these events that are happening, the war in Iran, the war with Russia, Ukraine, okay, immigration crisis. You have an immigration crisis here in the United States. ICE coming, grabbing people up the airport, grabbing people from tire shops, construction sites. Okay, this is happening. That the Zika virus, all right, the bird flu, swine flu. All these things, look independent, from each other. Mass shootings, but when you actually analyze and you see, there's one goal in mind: total control. All the policies are leading to the same event. Okay, nothing different. The wicked elite, the technocrats, gathering more power, and you losing more of your resources and your rights, to the point to where you shall own nothing and be happy. This is what they're boasting right in front of everybody's face. And all these things are happening to pretty much justify the means, okay, of how they're going to accomplish it, all right, by putting hell on you, essentially. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. Okay, the secret enemy that you don't openly see them. neither do you have access to them as well. They're in secret. This whole society is based upon secrecy. Okay, you don't even know that there's limitations on how far you can go. You look at celebrities, these Jake celebrities. Oh wow, they're living the life. Da, da, da. Well, you don't even know what they have to do to get there. Number one, you have to be exceptional. You know, you gotta beat your body up and be able to catch the ball and do this. You know, just to get into that realm. But then you gotta play ball. Okay, you have to have no integrity. And they want you to dye your hair, which these are all rituals. Okay, they want you to put up particular signs in front of the people. They want you to wear particular clothing and say particular things. They want you to be around sodomites, all right, and trans, and tell the whole world that it's okay. If they want you to sacrifice your child to Molech, whether that's a physical sacrifice or sacrificing them to being a trans or being a homo, okay, or being whatever, a weirdo for the whole world to see, then that's what you got to do. And you have handlers to handle your money. You have handlers that, okay, you only can live in these areas, you only can go to here, you only can do this. Okay, they don't tell you that's the and they're empty on the inside. This is why, anytime they come out and try to bring out the truth, the facts about what's going on and how they've been screwed, how they don't own their music, they don't own their rights, they don't own access to their money. All of a sudden they're either crazy, you never hear from them again, or they drop dead mysteriously, and it's just another day, and then there's another individual that's in their place, because they fabricate these characters. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Selah. All right, so those secret enemies, they don't come out overtly. Remember Esau, all right, which has power over the earth. He doesn't come out and say, hey, I'm the enemy, I'm the devil, I want to destroy you, I want to take all your resources, I wanted this, I wanted that, never trust. No, he doesn't do that. He's going to say, he's going to say sweet things, and he's going to whisper sweet nothings. He's going to tell you what you hear. He's going to give you just enough. He'll set up a couple of our people to, prosper, and he'll put them in front of you. He'll put a black face or a Hispanic face in front of you that tells you need to, we got it good. Look what's going on in Africa. We got it good, man. You should stop complaining. All you gotta do is work hard. Look at me. Look where I'm at. I didn't, it's 20. What they call 25/8, meaning you don't sleep, right? That get rich or die trying spirit. Okay, and these individuals like 50 Cent and these guys, or whether it's a footballer, whether a boxer, you see Floyd Mayweather, he going out bad. All right, and he got to tap in with the devil, especially Amalek, if he want to obtain or keep any of these riches, because he blew his money like a dumb nigga. Okay, Esau will give a nigga hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay, and then he has to have a financial advisor, someone to take care of his money. All right, and it's always a small hat. And at the end of the deal, all right, 5, 10 years later, 20 years later, the nigga's broke because the small hat took all the money and ran off with it. Psalm 64:1. A psalm of David. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Because if you knew what's coming from the enemy, really you would fear if you were in the flesh. The flesh will fear of what's coming. Could you imagine, say the border of Mexico and California, San Diego, and it flooded 200,000, Chinese military age men just came into the city with nothing. When you look at those videos, they came with nothing in their hands. They didn't have a backpack. All they had was their clothes. Okay, that will completely destabilize, and that's the whole point Borders Without Genders. Part of it is to these African, these Asian, these so-called Middle Eastern countries, is to open the floodgates of Europe. Okay, bear with me. Open the floodgates of Europe, okay, and cause an immigration crisis. In the midst of, they got war on their doorsteps with Ukraine, with Russia. There's a lot there. It's too much. So the only thing to do now is to take more aggressive actions. They have to be more aggressive, and then the native populations, the Edomites, they're going to be with it, because they see that their country is being overrun, is being taken over. All right, and they're going to blame the Arabs, they're going to blame the Muslims, they're going to blame the Africans, they're going to blame the Pakistanians and the Indians, when it was all the wicked elite's agenda, because they're bringing everybody into being a world citizen, the NW to the O. Okay, the Great Reset is in full effect. But see, this is the thing. It's going to fail. They're going to have certain success in doing things. They are going to cause chaos, which they already are. It is going to get kinetic, as it already is. Okay, but it's going to be, you know, and you can see how the beast shall hate the whore, because it's all being traced back to the policies of America. Okay, Europe is going to be broken up. Europe is going to fall further away from the West and move more towards the East as far as power is concerned. Okay? So get ready for those prophecies to take place. Okay, Europe, the beast, hating the whore, America, and burning her with fire. So you have the UK that has missiles. You have France that has missiles. I believe there are nuclear missiles in Germany, but America controls it. Okay? Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. And this is why when you ask the average Jake, okay, who's your enemy, or the different policies that are going on concerning the Edomites and how they affect the world, they don't know what the hell is going on. Neither do they care. As long as they got a job, or they have the ability to bullshit, a party and bullshit, the ability to go to the club, the ability to please their flesh, you know, they want to go to college, or they want to become a doctor, or they want to, you know, pretty much have somewhat autonomy, eat snacks. You got niggas that just like eating snacks. Like, that's their life. Eating snacks and watching TV and talking shit online. That's their legacy. Okay? And they don't bother nobody. You got TV binge addicts that just, you know, they just, their whole life is just, you know, waiting for a new show to come out, or finding a new show, or a new movie to watch. Okay? Meanwhile, the elites, they're plotting and scheming on you. And see, when it comes to the forefront that these things are happening, when there's no food, when the grocery stores are, you know, empty, all right, when you have foreign troops on the soil, when your children are being shipped off, all right, to wars, okay, when the critical infrastructure is breaking down, when there's cyber attacks, then you want to know those. Then you want to get hip to what's going on, but it's too late. And then, of course, the devil, he's not going to say, hey, you know, hey, it was my fault that I did this, nigga. I got you. I trapped you. He's going to just pass the blame to somebody else. Okay, then now you got to eat bugs. Now you're saying, what's going on? Now you want to hear what the Hebrew Israelites have to say. Now you want to hear what the prophets have to say. But even within that, the Most High going to have, you know, the famine of the word. So within famine of bread and water, okay, perplexity, like it says in Luke, the 21st chapter, which goes into, of course, not knowing what to do, but also a lack of resources. There's going to be the famine of the word, which you're not going to be able to hear the truth. Truth is going to be illegal. They're going to call it misinformation, disinformation, extremists, ideologies. Okay, and they're gonna deem anybody that speaks against the narrative as an enemy combatant. Okay, an enemy, foreign or domestic. That's what's coming. Okay, I just got a call. Let me just go right back to the scripture. I got a call. So Lord's will, let me just check, make sure everything is good. I'm gonna be wrapping it up. I'm almost at camp. Bear with me. Okay, still going. Right. Verse 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. The perfect is the Israelites. All right, those that fear the Lord. It talks about that in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, how there's going to be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Or they have fear of the Most High. Because when Esau, he pushes this chip, Jake is going to be apprehensive. Okay, even you know, Jake, you know, in the Christian church that don't believe, you know, they're going to be apprehensive to do it. And Esau's going to have to apply that pressure to coerce them to do it. He's not going to grab you up and put it inside you. That's literally impossible to do. Okay? That's impossible. He wants you to make that decision. Like when you go to the hospital and you need, like, say for example, you need a blood transfusion or anything like that, they have to get your written consent. Right? They have to get your written consent. So Esau, and it talks about that in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, talk about those that consent shall be had in derision and trodden under feet. Okay, so you're gonna actually consent to taking it. Okay, and that's gonna get you trapped up. Ultimately, that's gonna get you burned up, because at the end of all this, Esau is gonna be destroyed. He's gonna be burnt. His habitation is gonna be burned. Babylon, okay, Basra, spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom. Okay, it's gonna be burned by fire. This is what everything's gonna accumulate to. All the nations hating Babylon, America, and burning it with fire. Mass casualty event. Okay, but Esau, he knows he has a short time. Daniel, Revelation 12 and 12. All right, he's gonna come down with that hammer. Okay, he's gonna come down with the sword. And those that, you know, don't want to get with the program, all right, he's gonna take out in many different forms and fashions. What it says, you know, as many as did not want to worship the beach. As many as did not want to worship the beast, that they may be killed. Meaning he's gonna pretty much cut you out of the system through his technology. Okay, you don't want to get right? Well, boom, there goes your chip. Okay, these are chip extremists or technology extremists. He gonna come up. This nigga is very, you know, crafty. He's gonna come up with something. And if you are not, you know, if you don't know the magic trick, then you're gonna be deceived. And then in his mind, if you actually understand what he's doing, he got power just to put you to death. You see what I'm saying? So even if you know what's going on, all right, he got power just to put you to death. That's what's in his mind. He knows that there's gonna be certain people that are not gonna get with it, right? But he's saying, okay, well, my society within time, you know, a lot of them, I'm just gonna send them to wars. A lot of them, I'm just gonna starve them out in the famines. A lot of them, I'm just gonna release diseases and get them. So in his mind, it's a surefire plan, and then you're gonna have a small population that's gonna get with it. Okay, the Georgia Guidestones, he wants to maintain population of 500 million. Okay, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Sudden do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Okay, those arrows are talking about those nuclear missiles. Suddenly shall they be wounded. See, and it's gonna happen a sudden. Let me just get this word sudden. We might read one or two more verses, and we're gonna close it. I gotta go. Pathayim. Suddenly, surprisingly, right? Because America's gonna be destroyed by a surprise attack. Okay, I'm actually gotta close it there. I gotta get to camp. Until next time, shalom to the elect.